This is the plaintiff, Elizabeth. She says she and the defendant are exotic dancers at the same club, and the defendant drove her car without permission, crashed it into the divider, and flipped it 3 times on the other side of the highway. She then fled the scene because she was afraid of getting a DUI. The defendant admitted she was wrong to drive drunk, but she can't get her to pay the $5,000 she's owed for the car. This is the defendant, Daniela Urena. She says the plaintiff asked her to drive because she was intoxicated. She doesn't think she's totally responsible for the accident because they were all drunk, and there's no way the plaintiff should have given her the keys to the car. Bottom line, they were all at fault, as was a third girl who was also in the car. She's accused of flipping out.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Elizabeth, you've asked us not to mention your last name or your first name. You're suing Daniela Urena.
Yes.
That thought didn't occur to you. $5,000 for $5,000 of value of a car of yours that you say she crashed, and
Yes.
according to you, the damage is
totaled.
worse. It's $5,600. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on here.
Well, on July 15th of my birthday this year, we work as exotic dancers at a club in Brooklyn, and I decided to work that night for my birthday.
You decided to work?
Yes, the night before. The 14th we wanted to work, the 15th is my birthday.
Okay.
So I was at the club drinking a lot more than regular.
You drink while you work?
Yeah, normally. Normally I do, but I don't drive. I always sleep in my car.
You're not worried about like safety?
No, there's always security knows. Everybody's used to my habits. I always sleep in the car. My doors are locked. I feel safer doing that than getting on the train or doing anything else.
Okay.
It sounds crazy, but
It's not as safe as not drinking while you're working at a strip bar.
I mean, true.
Right?
But
That would be safer. Get home and then have your drink at home,
But
right?
I mean, we get paid to drink. We get commissions and stuff like that. So that's the whole idea.
Right. I know you get paid to get them to drink. I just didn't realize that you guys do heavy drinking too. All right. Were you guys on your own time at the time you were drinking, or you were on
No, we were technically
Showtime.
working. That's why, yeah.
Which one? On your own time or Showtime?
Showtime, but it was my birthday, so.
All right. So what happens?
Well, we left the club around 5, I'd say, maybe 4. So I mean, I drank the whole night, honestly speaking, and I don't remember much. I don't even remember honestly getting in the car. But I wake up.
Why was she driving?
I was heavily intoxicated. You know, she shouldn't have not decided to drive the car. If anything, we should have gotten cabs or whatever the case was. And if I was...
Where's your security that they watch you guys walking out stone drunk like this and they don't bother to make sure you guys get into cabs?
Though that day, it was a promotion. So it was a lot of people. There was at least like 2,000 people in the club that night.
2,000?
Yeah, but just because it was a lot of people there, it's like...
What club is this?
Jaguars 3 in Brooklyn.
And they fit 2,000 people in there?
It's 3 floors.
It's 3-floor club. It's actually a club, nightclub,
How long have you been working
cabaret,
there?
and a restaurant.
How long have you been working there?
3 months. 3-4 months.
How long have you been working there?
I had just started...
that same night.
Not that same night, the night before.
Why do you do this? The money?
It's extra money on the
I mean,
side.
I'm a
Just
How good
student,
is that
yeah,
money?
so
Is it really good?
I was working
it
2
has its
jobs before
moments
this.
where you have good nights, and it has its moments where you have really terrible nights.
On a good night, how much you make?
Like, you can make anywhere from $5,000 to $1,000 a night.
On a good night.
On a good night, at least $1,000 a night.
Anyway. So.
Your mamas know you do this.
Well, if she doesn't,
They do
then she
now.
knows.
They do now. All right. How do you end up driving her car?
See, before we got to the club, I drove to the club.
Her car?
Yes,
Sober.
her car.
Oh, when y'all were sober?
When we were sober.
Why were you driving her car?
Because I knew the place, I knew how to get there,
Yeah.
so we decided this will be easier for me instead of directing her. So I decided to drive to the club. In the club, I guess while we were, working, we have a few drinks, but I guess she was under the intention that since I drove there that I was going to drive back.
That was fine.
So in the course of the night,
But you're drinking with each other, so you both know you're getting wasted, and one of the two of you is going to drive back. Was there a third person?
Yeah.
Yes, there was a third person.
Was she drinking too?
She was drinking as well.
Okay, so she's not a candidate. Well, you guys don't think stuff through, do you? What happened, by the way? The accident itself. Tell me about it.
It was pretty much a blur, but I believe it was raining that night, and I was going a little fast, and it was during a swerve, and I tried to slow down, and I couldn't slow down in time, so the car actually flipped over the divider on the other side of the highway.
Oh my!
and we almost got hit again. So we had
By the oncoming traffic.
Oncoming traffic. So we had to get out the car before we even got hit again.
So you all get out of the car.
So we all get out of the car.
That woke you up,
safely.
didn't it?
Yeah, that's
that part you remember.
It was still all a shock though. Like we were all
Do you
still
have pictures
in
of the
big
car?
shock.
Yes.
Let me see it. Was it a total loss, I
have
take
them on
it?
my phone in color and also in print.
The print, yeah. And, the print black and white?
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of God, give me the phone. Did anybody get hurt?
Well, thank God that we all walked out of there with nothing broken. We did get a lot of bruises and scratches.
Probably because you were wasted, so you were all very relaxed and nothing broke. Tell me, or is that, I don't know if that's an old wives' tale, but that's what I always hear. So now the police and ambulances come and everything?
And I left.
We and her got into an argument.
That's ironic. That there is what we call irony.
These exotic dancers took a chance. Go figure. They were drinking and ended up in a car that flipped over. The defendant says the plaintiff asked her to drive. They were all drunk, so she's not responsible. Let's listen.
Oh my goodness.
Let's just say we were very lucky to walk out of there.
Oh, there should be a dead person in here.
Definitely. It's a very small 2-door car.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a little wake-up call. Where's that third person? Why isn't she here?
She was at work today, so she couldn't make it a day job.
She chose stripping over me?
Oh, no.
Like I'm not a bigger novelty? Ladies, you're very lucky to be alive.
Yes.
Did the police come?
Yes. She
Yes.
fled the scene.
I
That's
actually
the thing.
left
did?
before
She
the
fled
I
the scene.
left
You
the
left
scene before.
why?
Well, me and her got into an argument
That's
and
not
I
why
just
you left.
left. I was like, you know
That's
what?
not why you left. Why'd you leave?
Well, besides the fact that I was intoxicated and
And
the
you didn't
cops
want
were
the
showing
police to
up.
arrest you for a DUI.
Well, yeah, that
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That also.
So you were left there alone? Both
Honestly,
of them left?
yeah,
or
well,
just
she
you?
did not
her and
argue.
the other girl.
We didn't argue. I was so in shock and I had woke up.
Please,
Honestly,
I know why she left.
yeah.
You know why she left. I know why she left. And guess what? She knows why she left. All right. So now, but did the third girl stay there?
Yeah, she stayed.
Okay. So the police come.
We both left in an ambulance.
You
Went to
both
the
left in an
hospital,
ambulance.
Got checked out.
Where'd you go?
I went home.
And then you call her right away?
A few days after, I started contacting them and she wasn't picking up the phone. And so eventually me and her got into contact with each other. We made an agreement to try to settle outside of court.
Okay.
And the numbers that she was giving me, I wasn't agreeing with. And
What were the numbers she was giving you?
I first asked her for $5,000. I said, okay, I'll work it out. I don't want to go to court. I don't want to make it more complicated because after the accident, I was left with the insurance, everything to deal with.
When you say the insurance, did you have collision insurance?
No, I just had liability.
there's no insurance to cover this.
I had liability, exactly.
Okay, either way, you didn't keep the keys when you drove in.
No, I
You had
didn't.
handed them to her.
I handed it to
and
her
then at
in
the
the
end of the
car.
night, she handed it to
handed
you
it
as
back
your
to me.
testimony.
Yes.
And you can't contradict that because you're so wasted you don't know what's
we
happening.
have text messages where I asked her, I said, look, I didn't actually drive my car drunk. And she acknowledges that I did not ask her. So it could have
let
been
me
a
see
situation.
the text messages.
Yeah,
that's why I feel like since we were all at fault and I told her, I'm like,
Well, no,
you
the
knew
third
we were all
person's not at
drinking.
fault. She's just stupid.
Yeah, well, she should have known better and told us, hey, guys, we're all intoxicated. Let's not get in the car.
No,
But
let me just explain something to all of you. You all should have known better.
Yes,
You guys should
I
know
agree.
better than to drink and drive and put my child's life in danger.
I agree.
Okay? Because you guys wanted to party. Hey, I'm talking to you. You guys wanted to party until 5 in the morning.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah, going to
My gosh, you're already up to stuff that maybe is not the best for you as women. And then you make it worse by adding alcohol to the quotient and then adding the metal leviathan of death to the quotient. So that way, one of you idiots who's drunk can kill yourselves, your friends, and somebody else. Have I got it right? How old are you?
I'm 25.
How old are you?
Just turned 22.
Is this how you thought your lives would be?
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
You have no idea all the things I want to say to you girls because you girls could be my daughters.
Yeah.
You're killing me, man. Lord, Lord, Lord.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Are exotic dancers all flaky?
No, because I don't know.
Well, that's a flaky answer. Okay.
I think it really depends. I think that's the stereotype, but I don't think they all are. It really depends.
I mean, I kind of agree with you, but what do you...
Sweeping generalization to say they're all flaky.
But is it a fair generalization?
No, because you have to view and treat people as individuals.
I understand that, but as a rule, do you think that it's...
I don't have much experience with
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. Dan, I was digging going inside the courtroom.
You asked for $3,500.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, I'll pay half of that because it's an accident. That's the most I can do. Then you say it was an accident you made. I didn't ask you to drive the car drunk at all. $5,000 is the value of the car you totaled. Then you offer $3,000 to settle it. Top of the fact that you fled the scene of a crime. I'm trying to be very civil with you. Then you offer for her to do it weekly or bi-weekly and make it $3,000. You respond, I appreciate you working with me. I'm not trying to make this a legal matter either. I can't afford $3,000. Honestly, we was all together, and if you knew I was intoxicated, I doubt you would have lent me the car. What does that mean? That's what she's saying works in her favor, that phrase.
Yeah, that's not what I'm trying to...
It's not, what did you mean to say?
I meant to say that if you knew that I was drunk, you wouldn't give me the keys to your car.
Right, so then she didn't know you were drunk. I doubt you would have lent me the car if you knew I was intoxicated.
Yes, that's what I wrote at the moment.
You said $5,000, let me at least give you half. I think it's a fair amount. It's not like maliciously did it on purpose. I too could have lost my life. Please, be fair. So you tell her, I'm gonna think about it, save up.
Yeah.
Back in July. What happened since July?
Well, she never tried to contact me. I called her a month to the day of the accident, so August 15th, and I said, listen, we didn't agree on an amount. Yeah, I said, do you have anything? And she said no.
How do you say no if you're making $1,000 a night or $500 a night?
I said on a good
I know, on a good night. Say it's a bad night. It's, okay,
but
whatever.
Actually, since then, I really haven't been working at
That's not true, because I see all your texts talking to her about how you can't meet her because you're working at Jaguars, you're working at Secrets, you're working at this place.
I know, but
so
at
that's
first,
not true.
like in the beginning, I was unable to work because I was already in pain over the accident. And then after that, I tried to work and I still wasn't able to make up as much.
Okay.
So an actual
Let me
agreement.
see the damages report for the car. That it's a total loss.
I just have towing.
And what, a Kelly Blue Book? Is that how you're arriving at the figure? Hand me that. Hand me any proof you have to justify the amount you're asking. The Blue Book value of the car is about $5,600, like she says. Here's what I think. And I want you to listen to me. If you drank too much to drive your car and you hand keys to someone which you can't contradict because you neither bring me the other witness nor can you possibly testify because you drink too much, this is partially your fault too. If you drink too much to drive, the fact that somebody hands you a key is not your license to drive. If you crash a person's car, take your medicine. I see that you are making efforts to contact her and try to work it out and you're trying to negotiate the amount of it, but it was you who was driving.
Yes.
And then when she says, I know we haven't settled on an amount, but can you start paying something? The answer is no, I didn't have much work. This happened in July. Kind of harsh, No, I understand. Kind of harsh. Mm-hmm. I'm assessing liability to both of you. I think it's 40-60. You're the one who was driving. You're the one who was driving too fast. She's passed out. And I'm finding you 40 because you're not drunk until you get drunk. And if you're so drunk that you can't drive that car, move around, know what you're doing, or who you're handing your keys to, that's on you. And therefore, I'm going to order you to pay the 60% of the Blue Book value, and that's $3,360 verdict for the plaintiff. That's my judgment. Good luck, ladies.
Thanks.
Well, the defendant's out first. She was driving after all. Come on in here. What's your reaction to the judge's ruling here?
Well, I feel like she was fair. We both were in the full, and I think she did, she gave us a fair hearing.
You're very lucky that you're even here at all.
Yes, you have no idea how bad the car accident really was.
So how has this changed you at all?
Oh, no drinking and driving for me anymore. Well, definitely no drinking and driving nobody else's car.
Your own?
Well, not even my own, but still.
All right.
Thank you.
Right down this way. All right, come on in here. You weren't driving, but you were somewhat responsible. What's your feeling on this?
I think it was fair. My thing was I just wanted her to take accountability, and she didn't try at all, so it's fair.
You still working together?
No, I'm out now.
What are you doing now?
Retail.
Okay. Harvey?
This is called comparative negligence. The judge actually assigns damages based on the percentage of fault by each party. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way to the courtroom right now.